What's up, zoners? Welcome to the Week 8 Beer Time Breakdown. Tonight we will be drinking and going over all the latest fantasy football news in our News and Brews section. Then we have our starts of the week. I have a secret start of the week available in like 70% of your leagues. Go grab him and start him in your flex. And then, hey, I even have a half-ass start of the week. Stay tuned to see what the hell that even means. And then, hey, man, we go over what we got right and what we got wrong in our Thursday night football start sit. If that sounds interesting to you, hold on for 7 seconds.
You can do it!
What's up, zoners? This is Tyler, Big Turd Ward, and Jason, the lucky bastard youth and Wolt, coming at you live from the West Coast. And this is the Fantasy Red Zone. Today's episode, Jason, we have our News and Brews section. I've been drinking, you've been drinking. And then we're to go over what we did right and what we did wrong in Thursday night football. Oh, yeah, you got your own fucking glass, dude. I got these cans that are only worth 5 cents a piece. I just throw them everywhere. I might be able to get $5 with all the cans I got around here.
You probably have a fortune.
In-laws came in and they're like, oh, you like to work out and drink? Shit, dude, I got 40 cans laying around my fucking workout bench.
Your garage is a treasure, man. There's a fortune in there.
I was like, do you know Aquaman? He drinks Guinness and it pumps him up. So, I watched that movie. Then, Jason, we have our starts of the week. I have a secret start of the week. I have a half-ass start of the week because I just kind of barely looked at it. Hey, Jason, before we get into all of that, would you please tell the public how they can support this show? Because we fucking need it.
We need it. If you guys made it this far, if you guys could please hit the subscribe, press the like. We like the likes. Leave us a comment. Let us know if any of your players were playing in Thursday night. How you feel about the start of the weeks. If you like Tyler's haircut, But let us know. If you guys like the radio, we're also at the Fantasy Red Zone on Spotify. Check it out.
The only person that you could blame for my haircut, Jason, is me, because I did it by myself, just like Pedro off of Napoleon Dynamite on a hot afternoon. So
I've been doing that for the past 10 years. Now I'm afraid to cut my hair because I don't think it's going to grow back.
But dude, I cut it every time. I'm like, holy fuck, you do that? I don't remember the hairline again like that.
This is the last time.
Last time I cut my hair like that, man, I feel like my hairline was way closer to my eyebrows.
Your forehead shrunk somehow. It's like,
dude, that's so funny. I was gonna be like, I had something to tell you, but it doesn't matter. All right, let's get into the breaking news, Jason.
All right.
I could have swore Christian Watson, Jason, got hurt. I guess I don't pay attention to the Packers much anymore because I just don't give a fuck. Like, who do I want to start on their fantasy team? Who do I care about talking to them about? Hell, the defense is supposed to be good. Their defense sucks. I think their defense allows a lot of rushing points right now, if I remember correctly. I need to look and see what I was looking at.
Yeah, I think they have a weak run defense.
There you go. And so everything is not the same for the Packers right now. Jordan Love is a big part of that, but hey, Christian Watson, we still need to see how he is doing. I could have swore he got seriously injured. He's back to being a full participant in practice after last game, dude. I just remember reading like, oh, what are we going to do about Christian Watson? Man, he came back. He hurt. Like, how long is he going to be gone for type of shit? So I thought that was big news when I saw it today.
I saw the injury. He had a jog, limp off to the sideline, and then when he just went straight and he laid on the ground and he looked like an injured player from Quarterback Club 98 on the Nintendo 64 where they always grab their hamstring and grab their face mask and they just roll back and forth.
When I was buying a bunch of Nintendo 64 games, Jason, that game would always be free. They're like, plus Quarterback Club 1998. It's like, well,
please take it. Just please take it.
It's always covered in permanent marker.
Yeah.
All right, Jason, Aaron Jones. This is the big one, dude, that I want to keep an eye on because Keenan Allen last year, older player, should be like a top 10 running back this year, dude. Like he would literally be like an Alvin Kamara type-ish player right now for the Packers if he was healthy. But the problem is him being healthy, Jason. So, yeah, dude, hamstring. He was not on the injury report going into week 8. Okay. Would you start him week 8?
Yes. He played would. Last week, right? Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But he was like super, super limited. And then I heard that he was like, there was a report that he maybe re-injured it, and then I saw this shit. So I was just like, dude, Aaron Jones, is an enigma to me. Would you trade for it? And would you want to trade for him?
Not right now.
Yeah, because I've got Raheem Mostert, and I'm just like trying to trade him for whatever I can right now before Devon Achane comes back, and nobody's biting. And then Jason, Luke Musgrave, we saw him go down with I thought he broke his neck. It was just his ankle injury last week. He is still questionable going into this week. If Aaron Jones is this gives me even more confidence. Maybe if say Aaron Jones is all you have, dude, he could catch a lot of passes with Luke Musgrave out. That's that many more targets because they really don't even have another tight end.
Yeah, I thought Luke Musgrave was going to be Sleepy Hollow for this next game because I thought he lost his head. But if he's going to be all good, if he's healthy, yeah, I think he's you got to play that dude.
Speaking of which, Jason, if you like this show, tune in to the Monday show and see what we have to wear. I was going to try to order the the stoned scream mask, Jason.
Yeah,
but that doesn't get here till Wednesday. So I went to Spirit Halloween today, dude. Their shit is, dude, it's expensive, man. And plus, it didn't have I wanted to cut a hole in a scream mask and drink out of it today.
Yeah, mine's made out of recycled blankets because it's cheap.
Well, shit. My mom would give you a big kiss for. She'd be like, "You like your recycled blankets? Can I have whatever's left and make a quilt out of it?" Be like, "Yeah."
Well,
can I give it to my quilt club? The fucking quilts, old ladies, quilts, old ladies, quilts.
Well,
I've been drinking a lot, Jason. Listen to me.
Since the baby shower, I have enough quilts to do quilts across America, so you could probably spare some.
Quilts across America. Okay.
Yeah.
Jason.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper, I saw that he was, because I thought about putting him as my start of the week. That fool's had a big old Q next to his name for a while. And I do not want to put any injured players in my start of the week. Plus, I'm like, dude, I cannot trust this quarterback. He has an amazing matchup, dude. I can't remember who they're going against, but it's bottom of the league. I think it's 32. It's not Carolina. I forget who 32 is. But Jason, not on the injury report. If you have Amari Cooper, start him. And then here we go, dude. This is big news, Jason. Jerome Ford. People are talking about Pierre Strong and Kareem Hunt being their starts of the week. Pierre Strong, dude, I thought Pierre Strong was drafted by Cleveland. They traded for Pierre Strong this year from New England. So I think Pierre Strong's been around for a little bit. I think that Kareem Hunt, Jason, if I could trade for Kareem Hunt, I would. He is up for grabs in our league. I just don't have all my players are way too good to trade for him, and all my other players are not good enough to trade for him. So it's just kind of a weird situation.
What about Jerome Ford? Would you trade for him?
Yes, if I could. But like I said, I think that he's kind of in the same. Him and Kareem Hunt are 50-50 for me right now.
Well, I think
Kareem Hunt, man, he still looks like when you watch his tape, he does not. He looks like he is. He still has some left. There is still gas in that tank. SpaceX program / Kareem Hunt. He's gonna hit the fucking stratosphere, Jason.
Yeah, I think there's a chance where you could get Jerome Ford just a little bit cheaper because all the hype on Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, and it sucks because I wanted Kareem Hunt so bad, but I did not have the fob. And then, hey, this is a weird one, Jason. Deshaun Watson in his creepy ass voice and shit. He's always talking like he's whispering, like, "Hey, I don't want you to hear this, but I really want you to hear this." And it's like, he said that he does want to play. I hear the narrative, Jason. And you think I don't want to play because I got guaranteed fucking money? Even if I don't play, I still get paid, dude. But guess what? I do want to fucking play. I don't know if you heard that. He did not participate in practice. He's been ruled out for this week. So, I mean, 2 weeks out. 1 week he played a series, and now out again. How do you feel about all this shit?
You can't trust the guy. You can't trust the MRF.
And that's the problem, dude. Like Colin Cowherd was saying, like, yeah, I hear what you're saying, dude. But I also heard you didn't do shit to these women, and everything else. So it's like, yeah. I don't know why the media doesn't trust me. It's like, well, motherfucker, what? You remind me of like my sister. Like, do you understand the situation that's going on around you right now?
He's just oblivious to it.
I know.
Rich!
Like, I'm not wrong. You're wrong.
Yeah. I could pay you to believe that I'm right. or accept it.
He's got the money, Jason, and so it's just kind of a weird right now. I mean, the Browns put this on themselves, but I just think it sucks for Amari Cooper, man. I was so high on Amari Cooper.
Yeah, PJ Walker, not great. He's not Deshaun Watson.
Correct. And then Jason, here we go into Zach Charbonnet. I've been trying to trade for him. If you are a Kenneth Walker owner, man, try to trade for Zach Charbonnet just in case something happens to injury-prone Kenneth Walker. And I thought, hey, dude, this is the week. Fuck, man. But hey, Zach Charbonnet, I saw he was like full participant, and I was like, shit. But guess what, dude? Kenneth Walker fully participated as well. He's off the injury report. His calf was fucked up, and I got scared. Jason, I think we talked about his ankles being bad from high school. Remember that? Last year, I was like, he's got weak ankles.
Something about a farming accident.
What is this, man? Like Dewey Cox or some shit?
They play against the Browns this week.
Yeah. And the thing is, dude, the Browns would scare me, but last week was like the highest goddamn point total score against the Colts. So now I don't know what to think about the Browns, man.
I hope they do well. I've been saving them for my defense.
I know you have, and you're lucky because if you're like me, and I've been starting Jacksonville defense, I am starting the Vikings defense in my 12-man league, Jason.
Who do the Vikings play?
Can't remember. I should know. I'm a Vikings fan, but I fill my head with so much fantasy shit. I forget about the stuff that I hold near and dear to my heart.
They play against a team. They play against a team that's weak on the run because my start of the week was almost Alexander Madison.
Dude, I almost did Alexander Madison too, but what's his name had the highest snap total.
Yep.
They're at Green Bay.
Yep.
Dude, I can see them fucking Jordan Love up. Man.
That's why I was like, all right, not Alexander Madison.
And right now, the Vikings have really good, like, if you like, oh, points against, like, oh man, like you could throw against the Vikings. Well, shit, dude, like, it took 6 weeks for Brian Flores to turn the defense around in Miami, his first year as a head coach. Well, we're in week 7. I think it took about 5 weeks for him to turn the defense around in Minnesota. So watch out for that shit. That's why I picked him up. I believe in Brian Flores more than anything. And then Tyler Lockett, hamstring, fully participated in practice. I can't remember if he played last week or not. But he is an aging player. I think he did play last week. DK Metcalf did not. But yeah, as part of the reason that he was not targeted last week, I think that he was dealing with the hamstring. And then DK Metcalf was dealing with shit. The only way Njigba is going to succeed in this league is with 2 injuries probably in front of him in that offense, Jason.
What about, what's his name? Jake Bobo.
Dude, I've been hearing so much shit about Bobo. Bobo.
Yeah.
I need to like go back, because I don't get paid to do this. And man, I wish I had more free time. If we could do this full time, we'd be 100% better. But yeah, dude, I want to go watch the tape of Bobo and see if I like him or not. Because all I've heard about him, I've heard a lot about him. I need to go see if I like him or not, Jason.
The slowest 40. Who's
the slowest 40?
Yeah, his 40 was like 4.9 for a wide receiver.
Jesus Christ, that's like worse than that, man. That's like an offensive lineman.
Yeah, but he's like a touchdown magnet. That's all he catches.
Jason, how do you feel about the 49ers offense if Sam Darnold has to play? I'm going to pee real fast.
I think I'm okay with it. It's that system, I can see Sam Darnold kind of playing like a Brock Purdy. Kyle Shanahan just line everything up for him to make plays easier, to make reads easier. You also got Christian McCaffrey where you could just dump the ball off and he could go and score a 40-yard touchdown for a screen pass. You still got George Kittle. You still got Brandon Ayuk. But Deebo Samuel's out.
Yeah. Fractured hairline fracture in the goddamn shoulder, which he needs. He needs his shoulder more than almost any other wide receiver. Jason, he is leading in yards after catch in the NFL this year. Now he has a fractured goddamn shoulder.
Yeah, that's Deebo Samuel's style. He's great for yards after the catch, but he struggles with injuries every year.
But Jason, I do want to say, so this is the year. Last year was the year of the concussion. Brock Purdy. So they lost 2 in a row, right? The 49ers. They're like, "Oh shit, man, we need to win this next game. We can't win. We can't lose 3 in a row, dude. There's no way." And now Brock Purdy should probably be out this game with a concussion. I think this might be this is like a huge test of the NFL concussion protocol, more so than any other quarterback this year. This year, Jason. So, Brock Purdy just got concussed, and now he fully participated in practice. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, how confident are you in him playing? I think they have to keep him out.
Yeah, I think there's only been one quarterback in the last 2 years that actually passed the concussion protocol in 1 week, and that's
Kenny Pickett, because that motherfucker
was
the example that I heard of, and he's like, "Oh yeah, dude, like they brought him right back, and it shouldn't have happened."
Yeah, it was Kenny Pickett.
How do you know that?
I watch football.
Damn, Jason, you're so smart.
Tell that to my professors.
Hey,
failed
Jason,
me. Yeah, what's up?
Fail you?
Yeah, man, that's why I went to college like 7 times.
Oh yeah, well, in high school and college, I mean, yeah. But now that you're going to the online college, you can pass any class.
Yep, it's easier to plagiarize. Actually, I should not have say that on the YouTube. Hopefully,
What did you say?
It's easier to plagiarize.
Oh, nobody gives a fuck. It's all about paraphrasing. If you go to college, just paraphrase. I passed.
I tell you
Jason.
what, I am the most creative and the best in opinion papers.
Hey, dude, I remembered what I was going to tell you when I peed. Those chicken bakes from Costco, dear Lord, they are good. Go get one.
Money, money, money.
Oh my God,
they're worth
so
it.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, Jason, Jimmy Garoppolo. We're getting close to being done. Jimmy Garoppolo, Jason, fully participated in practice. If you were Davante Adams' owner, which quarterback would you want throwing him the ball?
Garoppolo.
Yeah, and that's sad because if Garoppolo's playing, the goddamn Jacoby Myers is the number 1 option. So, but he's still his most productive games are still with Jimmy Garoppolo. So, what the fuck do you do? Aiden O'Connell so far has targeted Davante Adams the most, but he can't throw the fucking ball, and he sets him up for failure. So it's like, what do you want? I'm guessing Jimmy Garoppolo. I still believe in Davante Adams. I was thinking about trading him. I've been trying to trade him a little bit. But for what you can get for him, I think I'd rather hold him right now and just let him go, dude, because he's gonna get like 10 targets a game. It's just a matter if he would have caught that touchdown last game, it'd be a different narrative. So I'm not really sure. How do you feel about all that, Jason?
I think, the only players you can really kind of trust in is Davante Adams. Like you said, he dropped that touchdown pass, or we wouldn't be having this conversation, and Jacoby Myers. It's the only 2 people I trust. They're going to get the targets and receptions.
All right, we're gonna go over the Dolphins and then Derrick Henry trade talks, and that's it. So Jalen Waddle, dude, on that live thread. I know you said that you didn't pay attention, you didn't even notice, but him going out with the back injury, the way he held his back and had to go back. I keep on saying fucking back, but he held his back, had to go back to the locker room. With Jalen Waddle's injury history, it was like a big deal, dude. And he is still limited during practice. He's not on the injury report. I think that you could start Jalen Waddle in your flex. He is not a wide receiver 2 this year, which fucking sucks because you drafted him as a wide receiver 2. Mm-hmm. Really, where you drafted him as a wide receiver fucking 1, Jason. But you should figure he's going to be a wide receiver 2. Man, if you would have told me that Tua was going to start every single game for the first 7 or 8 games, and that Waddle was not a top 15 wide receiver, I said bullshit. How do you feel about that, Jason?
Their running game is on point right now, and they are playing most of the season ahead. Not really needing to spread the ball much, not needing to throw a lot, but it's still, until we see otherwise, it's a Tyreek show.
Tyreek Hill, dude. Did you see that his hip was injured? He did not practice on, I think, Wednesday or Thursday, if I remember correctly. But he is now not on the injury report. And then I heard the interview with them, and they're like, "Oh, I just wanted attention. I haven't been getting attention for a while, so I thought I'd throw myself on the injury report."
Damn, that guy needs to go. He needs to be our marketer. That's pretty smart.
And then he was like, hey, they're like, hey, do you feel good to go? Are you okay to go? And he said, yeah, man, I'm all good. Why are you even asking? It's like, motherfucker, you were on the injury report. It's like, do you not understand the situation around you? I said that earlier. Then Jason, I've been trying to trade Raheem Mostert, like I said, but I did not want to trade him injured. He is still listed as questionable, but at least he's at practice. I don't know when this happened, but he hurt his ankle apparently. I am starting Puka Nakua over Raheem Mostert this week. Last time he played against New England, he did well. I was trying to trade him for Brees Hall. I was trying to trade him for like him plus for some Brees Hall. But your dad doesn't give a fuck.
He's like, why am I in trade talks with the number one fantasy manager in our league?
I think that's what everybody's thinking, dude. They're like,
I probably
you're in
is
first place. Why would I trade with you, motherfucker? Because these players I'm trying to trade you got me to first place. Fucking take them.
You know what you should do is just like tank the next 3 games.
They're like, listen, man, I need to really change my lineup around. I don't care if I lose the next 7 games. I just want to get 500, then I make playoffs.
Yeah.
But I think I am 100%. Hey, if you listen to me and you drafted like me, you probably got Keenan Allen, Kenneth Walker, Raheem Mostert, some other bullshit players that I'm talking about. Oh, you drafted Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts or Josh Allen. You drafted maybe Travis Kelce. You're probably in first place in your league. Remember that when you want to like or subscribe. Jason.
We need that little subscribe right here.
Last thing. All right, dude. So Derrick Henry is being held out of practice for a while, and everybody's like, holy fuck. Where's he going? And then he practiced today. Hey, Jason, you are a Cowboys fan. All the talk on Sports Talk Radio is him going to the Cowboys. How much sense that makes? Tony Pollard's really a number 2 back. He's not a featured back. They need to succeed against the 49ers and the Eagles. How would you feel if they got Derrick Henry?
Mixed feelings. I mean, he's a good running back. He's a great running back. But do I feel like we need to give up players or draft picks for him? Like, this is likely his last year being, a round 1 or 2 running back. From what we're seeing, I don't know if we really want to invest into something that's going to be short term when we still got Tony Pollard. So, I guess if we could get him for cheap, but that's not going to happen.
Okay, well, there you go. That's
Jerry Jones could put up his wife.
What'd you say?
Maybe Jerry Jones could put up his wife. She's got, $2 million in her cheeks.
How old is she?
Like 80.
Is she really?
She's got like $5 million. She's like the $5 million woman. She got a hip replacement. She got the Botox.
The Botox.
She's got the Botox. The Botox.
All right, dude. You ready for starts of, or no. Where we went right and where we went wrong on Thursday?
We do starts of the week.
I know, but I was like, if you want to keep people interested, maybe we should do starts of the week later.
Yeah, I think people are just fast forwarding anyway.
I know. All right. What we got right, what we got wrong on Thursday. Jason, go from the top. Were you able to watch that Thursday night game?
Yeah, I watched it from start to finish. And it was dreadful to watch.
Did you see the start or sit Baker Mayfield?
I said to pause his ass. Keep his ass on the bench.
Did he get like 18 points?
He got 19 points.
Damn.
6 points off of tips. It was a little bit frustrating, but it is what it is. When Mike Evans could catch a touchdown off a defender's helmet, and then Cade could catch a 2-point conversion off a defender's chest, I don't know what else he could do.
Oh, yeah, but you said start. You said to start Baker Mayfield.
I said sit.
Sit him. That's a miss.
Yeah.
One strike. 3 strikes, you're out, motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to have like 4 strikes on this one.
Oh, Jason, you thought Halloween was scary? How about Jason's starting?
Yeah, that
You better
was
watch out, it'll eat your ass.
pretty terrifying. He had he threw for 42 times, Tyler, and that's the second highest of the season. Last week he threw for 44, which is his highest for the season. Against the Bills, he had a 59 completion percentage, and that's minus 4.3 completion percentage expectation. We saw early that his target was Chris Godwin, but then the Buccaneers offense just went dormant. You know, he had a solid few drives that scored 10 points, but then the Bills backed the Buccaneers up within their own 5-yard line, like 3 straight drives. It was pretty crazy special teams plays by their kicker. Like I said earlier, he did have some luck towards the end of the game. You know, there was 2 fourth down penalties from the Bills that kept the drive alive for the Buccaneers, and then he eventually connected with Mike Evans with a football that ricocheted off a defender's helmet, and then a 2-point conversion that bounced off a defender's chest into the waiting hands of Cade.
So
And
he really should have like what?
well, that's what I said. He had like 6 points from tip passes. So
Should have had less than 15 points.
But I mean, it is what it is, you know.
Well, dude, I mean, like I remember watching that game and I was like, dude, Baker Mayfield looks fucking terrible. He looks buff at least, you know. He's like walking around like whatever. I was like, oh, at least he's been working out his arms, whatever. Yeah, dude. I mean, terrible completion percentage
when you're throwing the ball 40 times a game.
But hey, the Bills have a good defense. But without Milano, they have been like not. They went from like 38% to 24% in quarterback pressures, and he had 3 sacks last night. But like when I was watching, I still thought he had a lot of time to throw, especially in the red zone. Jason, they were just like all back in coverage.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, like I just noticed that Rachaad White was doing a lot of the receiving, and then I look at the stats, and I'm like, oh yeah, Rachaad White, like he had 70 yards. So like if it wasn't for Rachaad White and that tip touchdown, fucking Baker Mayfield would have sucked. And so what we're seeing here is like, you know, he did well in the beginning. I was anti Baker Mayfield. I was anti everything Bucks pretty much because of Baker Mayfield and what I was seeing in the preseason. And then yeah, like you can get by for a while in the NFL, maybe like for the first little bit. But now that there's tape on him as a Buck and everything else, Jason, he's been doing terrible for like the last 3 games, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, this is only. I mean, he had a multi-touchdown game. This is the 3rd one of the season, but besides that, or maybe a second, but he mostly doesn't throw for more than 1 touchdown a game. His offensive line, Tyler, is doing a lot better than what we expected. Going into this week, he had the number 9th best offensive line in the league, and he was like,
they were like in the 20s in the preseason ranks of PFF.
Yeah. They had that Mauk. What's that? That's
the redheaded guy?
Yeah, the guy you like with no front teeth.
Is he doing well?
Yeah. And then they are also, if I remember, Buccaneers, I think, were 2nd in the least amount of sacks a game. They're only giving up like 1.3, but then we saw, look what happened. He hit 3 sacks yesterday.
So I don't know if they're either like 3 and 4 or
they're 3 and 4.
Yeah, so if they lose one more game, dude, well, they lost. The trade deadline is. Are they going to be selling, Jason? That's a big. If they saw how Baker Mayfield just played, they're not going to win anything. They need to get a good quarterback in this motherfucker. So, like, if I was them, I'd be like, dude, let's trade. We're going to trade Godwin away. We're going to trade whatever we have to. Keep our offensive lineman, Tristan Wirfs, the redheaded dude. Jensen, the center, I'm pretty sure is still there too.
Mm-hmm.
So their offensive line is good. They just need a quarterback back there, Jason. And yeah, like, so I think this was a big game for the Buccaneers to see if they're going to sell or not. Do not be surprised if Godwin goes somewhere. If he went to the fucking Chiefs, dude, oh my God.
Wow.
That'd be insane. So there are some destinations that would be really good for Godwin. But again, until we see what happens after this weekend, we're not going to know who's really buying and selling.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Jason, who else did you say? What did you say about Rachaad White?
I said to sit. And
Well,
he
you know what?
scored.
In standard leagues, he still would have got you 10 points, which is worth a flex. Not really wide receiver 2 material, but hey, man, if you're like a PPR, it's like an Alvin Kamara situation.
Dude, and what I wanted to go off of that, he was 7 receptions off of 7 targets with 70 yards. This was actually also his best running game of the season. He averaged 4.3 yards per carry. He only got 9 rushes, but I was more thinking that, like, I'm not trusting the Buccaneers run game in this. This was a good setup to get, some receptions on yards. I just didn't expect that he was going to get that many yards. But like I said, it was his best yards per carry, and the Bills, they allow 5.2 yards to carry this season. But eventually, they abandoned the run, and White benefit from that because Mayfield's completion air yards average was 3.8, Tyler, and that's the distance of the running back. It was 3.8 yards away from the line of scrimmage. So, but the thing to really look at is, like, this is back-to-back games that White had 6+ receptions.
Well, we'll keep that just like a even. Like that's like whatever.
No, man, I missed that one.
All right.
Yeah.
2 strikes.
Yeah, like I said, this was
Rashad White.
week.
What'd you do with Rashad White, Jason?
That's what I said.
I mean,
said
shit.
to sit.
Chris Godwin. When I said Rashad White, I meant Chris Godwin.
I said sit.
Yeah.
He got 14 points.
And like I said, Godwin, I think is whatever. I mean, I went against him last week. He has been the most targeted person on this team for a little bit now, but it doesn't equal a lot of yards, so he still needs a touchdown to be fantasy relevant. If I had Godwin, I'd think about trading him after this game.
This was his first touchdown of the season.
Fuck, dude. So yeah, he hasn't been relevant that much.
So he has going into this game, he has the same amount of targets as Mike Evans with 49. He had 3 less receptions than Mike Evans. Or he had 3 more receptions than Mike Evans, but 70 yards less. And that's what I was like talking about in my video, where it's like Godwin's more of the move the chains kind of guy, but Mike Evans is kind of the big play kind of dude in this. But Mike Evans was kind of non-existent until like the second half, and then
He got 10 points. But what'd you say about Mike Evans?
I said to play.
There you go. Yeah.
And all I needed was a ricochet off a defender's helmet to get that one right.
You're a fucking genius, Jason. You predicted a ricochet off a helmet? That's amazing.
Yeah, I was like, this is going to be off the defender's helmet with 2 minutes left in the game.
Those were, I think you said 5 players. What other player did you do?
Cade Otton.
What'd you say to Cade Otton?
I said to sit, and
there you go.
Yeah.
He only got, I mean, even
6.
in a full PPR, he got 6 points. So
yeah.
Hey, there you go. Not bad, dude.
I mean, it's just one of those games. Like, yeah. I mean, it is what it is, right? It happens.
Jason, I predicted Josh Allen to start with a rushing touchdown, Jason.
What?
I said, what?
What?
I said he's going to get a rushing touchdown. I was like, he's got a rushing touchdown in 4 of the last 5. Desmond Ridder just had a rushing touchdown against the Bucs last week. I was like, start him. He'll get a rushing touchdown. So I got one right there. Jason, Josh Allen is, I think, a top 2 He's still, I mean, there's nothing changed. I think Jalen Hurts, Mahomes, Josh Allen. Do you think anything's changed in that?
Those are the 3, As long as Josh Allen can still rush and get those touchdowns, he's just like Jalen Hurts, dude. He could, as long as they're getting rushing touchdowns, they're going to be up there in the top 3.
Well, Jason, I said to start James Cook. He got all the opportunity. He had 4.8 yards a carry, which is literally his average on the year, the same as Christian McCaffrey. I was just saying he doesn't get the fucking opportunity. Otherwise, he'd be getting 100-yard games. Yeah. But yeah, dude, what he didn't do, which I thought he was going to kill in, was receiving. He only had 1 target, dude, which was very surprising against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, where I was just saying that, Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss combined for like 8 receptions, 100, 60 yards and a touchdown the week before.
Yeah. I have James Cook in our 10-man league, and I started him over Rashad White.
I got a strike on that.
I wish I flipped it.
Yeah. So James Cook, he got his rushing opportunities, but he didn't get his receiving opportunities, and that's what kind of screwed him this game. Because, dude, you watch it out there. You cannot count on this fool to get a touchdown. You can't count on fucking Latavius Murray to get a touchdown. I said to sit Latavius Murray, Jason. I was like, hey, man, you think that he's a goal line back? He has 12 red zone opportunities. That is the same as James Cook. Like, this is 50-50 here, and from what I saw last night, it looked 50-50 to me as well. Only in the red zone, Jason.
Well, I don't remember even seeing Cook in the red zone. What I was noticing, it looked like that Cook was getting him there, and then Murray pretty much would try in the red zone, but he didn't benefit from anything either.
And then, hey, man, how would you feel if you had Stephon Diggs? He went 9 for 70.
I know. It's not crazy. What a weird stat line for Stephon Diggs. Yeah, I mean, he's wide receiver 2 in the league. He's kind of been on the heater until yesterday's game.
I said to start him. Does that count? 9 for 70 on 12 targets?
Yeah.
Or no?
Well, I mean, that's 16 points, right, in full PPR, and that's 10 and a half.
I mean,
no,
what are you
that's
supposed to do?
11.
What are you supposed to do? I mean, I think a sit for him or a bad game for him would be not targeted 12 fucking times and not 9 receptions.
Yeah, hey. I mean, it was like a bad game, but he still scored over 10 points.
And did you hear the stat I was saying, Jason? He plays like 33% in slot, 33% on the left side, and 33% on the right side. So I was like, dude, it doesn't really matter who you're going against unless they shadow him. He's gonna have a good performance.
That's how you could tell you're a great route runner when you can do all three of those positions.
I think you could tell you're a great fantasy analyst. I was like, oh.
Well, how'd you figure that stuff out, man? Were you watching tape and just calculated it, or?
No, there was a goddamn website. Now I go to it and I can't find it. I think I'm all fucking pissed I didn't favorite it. I don't even know what I looked at.
Man, these websites are hard to find sometimes.
I know. Well, at least I found one that breaks down this team gives away X amount of points in the slot. This team gives away X amount of points in the out wide. That's kind of been helping.
Oh, you know what? I kind of found something like that too.
I was gonna say I was thinking about sending it to you. And then nice. Let's see, Jason. Dalton Kincaid, I got wrong. I was like, hey, dude, he's gonna be the third option. I don't think this is a game where the third option is gonna be viable. Well, guess what, Jason? He was the third option, and he was viable. He got a touchdown, 5 for 65. Dalton Kincaid. Moving forward, I thought I started him in the 10-man league. I started Justin Ferguson or whatever the fuck his name, and Jake Ferguson or Ferguson. Yeah. So, anyways, Dalton Kincaid going forward, I really like.
Well, what the thing was, Tyler, is in the beginning of the half, he was the second option because Stephon Diggs really did not do a lot in the first half. It was Gabe Davis and Kincaid, and then at the end, after they already had the lead, Diggs was getting, his 6 receptions in the second half. So, get out of here, you recycled can of 805.
Okay. What else was I going through, Jason? Would I just go over?
Tight end.
And I did, did I do Gabe Davis?
Oh, yeah, I do Gabe Davis.
I didn't even do Gabe Davis. Jason, I said to start Gabe Davis. I was like, hey, the Buccaneers give away all their points on the left side. Gabe Davis runs 43% of his routes on the left side.
Okay.
Blah, 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 blah. And, man, when I watched, I was like, Gabe Davis is killing it. Thank God. I did say he was going to get more targets than usual. At least 5. He got 9.
Yeah. This was probably his best. This was his best game of the year when you think about him being involved in the offense. Because normally it's not like this. It's almost like Stephon Diggs took a back seat to Gabe Davis in this matchup.
Yeah, and so I think that in order to start Gabe Davis on a big game, you need to go check out, these kind of stats, like where he's lining up. If they give up a lot of points to the outside, especially to one side, the left side. Think about that. And but yeah, I think I got lucky, Jason. But I do think that I only got lucky by a couple of receptions and a touchdown, and some yards, because I did think that he was going to get a touchdown and at least 5 receptions. So
Yeah,
I think that was really. Yeah, I did. I think I actually did. I pat myself on the back for that one.
Yeah, he was wide open for that touchdown too. Like there was like some miscommunication in the backfield. Like they had to like swap up or I mean, what the heck am I trying to? The defense needed to switch, and they didn't switch. I know that sounds so stupid.
They need to switch. They didn't switch.
The defense they didn't switch, and so the guy he was wide open in the back. Josh
Jason
Allen found him. Yeah,
hey, I said to start the Buffalo Bills defense. They did not do that well.
Well, so I don't blame you in that because the Buffalo's defense, like I said some stat, like they were number 2 or 3 in the league with interceptions, and Baker Mayfield has thrown his interception in like 4 straight games. So I was like, oh well, he's going to throw an interception this game, and he didn't. He should have. There was some dropped interceptions, but yeah, I think Baker Mayfield he lucked out and not get an interception in this game.
And then Jason, I said to sit Tyler Bass. He only has 6 fantasy points in his last 3 weeks coming up to this game. From what I can see here, he got 3 points off a field goal and then 3 points off of extra points. That is 6 points. Fuck that. You do not want 6 points from your kicker.
Right.
So I got that one right
kicker. Too. The most consistent kicker in the league.
So I went 5-3, Jason. That is pretty good.
5-3. Yes.
All right.
Bills Mafia.
What'd you say?
I said Bills Mafia.
Bills Mafia. Some of those guys with their glasses, man, and their fucking titties hanging out.
In that cold weather.
I know. I was like, holy shit.
Their nips are just like cutting into the wind. The cold air is like slicing through.
Yeah, dude. If they're like, they hire these with the Buffalo Mafia, like, Brad Pitt and George Clooney are like, we have a pane of glass and he's cutting to get to the safe. Who do we get? They go up to Buffalo and they're like, fucking, woo!
Yeah. We need this guy. Rock'em sock'em football.
Woo! Then they get in there, they open the door, and they get the safe, and then they get the girl back too, Jason, at the same time.
And they get the girl back.
All right, dude. Starts of the week. Jason, do you have a start of the week?
Yep. Third time the charm. Well, I mean, it's the first time that I'm actually picking this guy for start of the week, but there's been 2 games this season where I said to play Jahmyr Gibbs, and he has failed me. The Detroit Lions have failed me, but there is a little bit something different this time around. Jahmyr had his first 20-point game of the season last week. He was finally able to let loose during a blowout loss to the Ravens. He only ran the ball 11 times, but he had 9 receptions. And now he is 10th in the league in running back receptions. So he's up there in the top 10. And he's going against the Raiders on Monday night, who give up the 25 most points, or they give up 25 points to running backs. And they are 5th in most rushing touchdowns in the league allowed by running backs. I believe the Lions will come into this game with the bomb hot sauce in their belly, just ready to explode.
What
and have Gibbs be involved early and often head into their bye week. Do you like the bomb hot sauce? You remember, the bomb hot sauce?
You talking about like off of the that's off that TV show.
The Hot Wings, where everyone they freaking cry once they get to that point. Yeah, they're gonna have that in their bellies, and they're gonna explode on the field with fury. Hopefully, we'll see. I'm just thinking that they're going into a bye week. This is going to be the game that you go all out right after a blowout. You're going to have 2 weeks for your team to rest up. So go balls deep, brah. Just go balls deep. Win,
I
lose, or
think.
tie, Gibbs is going to get 20 touches this game.
Well, let's see. He ran the ball for what, 11 times,
11 times,
and then he had 10 targets.
10
Jason?
targets on 9 receptions.
Yeah, so he had exactly 20 touches. You think that he's going to have more touches this week, huh?
I didn't say more. I said 20.
No, the same.
The same. There's a good chance, and I can see it being more 15 rushes and 5 receptions because I do not think the Lions are going to lose this game by 38 or 35, however much it was, 20.
Yeah, because he got all this in the 38-6 loss versus the Ravens. So it'd be interesting to see what he does in a competitive game, like what you said. I've been debating. I still think that there's a chance, Jason. I think this sounds crazy, that the Lions trade for Derrick Henry. If you think that's crazy or not.
Everyone's trading for Derrick Henry.
So, like, I was thinking about trying to trade for for David Montgomery because since he's out again, and then I was thinking about trading for Gibbs, and I was like, "Fuck, dude, I'm gonna wait until after the goddamn trade deadline because I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you think Dan Campbell would want on his team? Biting fucking kneecaps, dude. Like,
He wants Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Derrick Henry. So that is a little scary to me. But yeah, dude, Jahmyr Gibbs, I think is a good pick, Jason, for this week. I mean, he was running back 5 last week. He's been running back 36, 21, 31, 33. So this isn't, last week was an outlier. But hey, he got his second most attempts of the season. Remember, he had 17 attempts against Atlanta, but Atlanta had a great run defense that we did not know about just yet.
He gets the attempts when David Montgomery's out.
Yeah, and he had 9 targets. You know, he even had 9 targets when David Montgomery was there in week 2. We're looking, I think the targets are the most valuable thing here for Jahmyr Gibbs. He led the Alabama Sooners. No, that's Oklahoma Sooners. Alabama Roll Tide. I don't know what the fuck their thing is. In receiving last season. So if he can get going as a receiver, dude, the matchup versus Detroit is a 4.5-star matchup, Jason.
So I also want to add, because with David Montgomery out, the next person as a running back, Greg Reynolds, only had 4 total touches between rushing and receiving. So he had 16 more
he's not it,
opportunities.
Dude. Yeah, he's not it. So, like, without David Montgomery, it's like, dude, who is the only fucking person back there that scares you? It's literally Gibbs. That's it. So, and you can see how they use running backs, dude. They'll give them goddamn 30 carries, 30 touches. 30 touches if they need to. Mm-hmm. So, Jahmyr Gibbs, I think, is a great play. All right, dude, you ready for mine?
Yes.
Jason, how do you feel about people named George?
Well, if they live in a jungle and they're related to Brendan Fraser, it's pretty good. You know, it's groundbreaking for an actor. You know what? They're actually pretty well-known people. There's also a grill named after a George. So we got a movie, we got food.
When I was in college, man, I made all kinds of shit on my George Foreman grill. Collected the fat, and then I never emptied it. Just kept on collecting the fat until the cup raneth over. Well,
just remember, be careful, because it's possible to step on a George Foreman grill.
Jason, George Pickens, wide receiver 18. He had all the preseason hype in the goddamn world. Remember that?
Yeah, he was making catches left and right over Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah, and if you look at Jacksonville's like points given up to wide receivers, you're like, oh, that's not that great. But look at Jacksonville giving up 31.3 fantasy points per game to the outside wide receivers. That is the second worst in the NFL. They're actually really good against the slot. They're giving up like 7 points a game in the slot. So they're like near the top, giving up points up close and near the slot, but down deep on the outside, Jason, they're giving up literally the second worst in the league. And George Pickens is averaging 13.2 fantasy points per game on the outside position alone, Jason. So he plays, I think he gets like 15% of his points or 20% of his points in the slot. So most of the time he's outside. He is killing it on the outside. That's where he's making his living. He is 12th in the NFL in points on the outside. Jacksonville is also allowing the third most deep passing yards, Jason. The fucking third most deep passing yards. What do you think when you think about George Pickens, Jason?
That is a good pick
Throw it
because
deep, baby.
one of the players that I was debating to do this start of the week was Deontay Johnson because he's going against
Me
the
too.
Jacksonville Jaguars and they
He's
give up,
injured.
and that's the reason why I didn't,
Me
because
too.
I looked and he had the Q on his on his little profile because he's questionable. He just didn't practice. He just didn't practice, and no one really knows why. So I'm like, okay, so I'm not risking that, and I'll go to Jahmyr Gibbs. So I do like that. I like it.
Well, dude, even with Deontay Johnson, here we go. He is averaging 8 targets per game, 25% target share for the year. Well, guess what, man? Deontay Johnson came back last week. You're like, holy shit, that's going to go down. He had a 32% target share last week with Deontay back. So that was one of his higher totals. So even with Deontay Johnson back, he's going to dominate. He's averaging 2.3 yards after a catch per reception this season. So every reception he makes, 2.3 yards. That is 4th in the league, dude. That is behind like Debo, AJ Brown. You can put him in this category. He is hard to tackle. Once he catches the ball in his hands, this is his MO, is making spectacular catches. And then after he catches it, he fucking goes, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the stats are telling us right now. He has a wide receiver 4 finish in week 5, Jason. That is the last game without Deontay. So the last game he didn't have any competition, like this game coming up, he was wide receiver 4 on the week, dude. He also had a wide receiver 6 finish like week 2 or 3, I can't remember. And then last week with Deontay Johnson, he was wide receiver 17. Jason, he was wide receiver 17 on the week with 100 yards. Damn it. He has 100 yards in 3 of his 6 games played this year. 2 in a row. So half of the fucking games he's played, Jason, he's had 100 yards. Dude, George Pickens quietly has been putting together a year that has outperformed his ADP. How do you feel about that?
Is Pat Fairmouth back?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think he might be back, but George Pickens was like my rookie guy last year. He was one of them at least. I like George Pickens, and I've watched those games because I have Harris in one league and I had Deontay Johnson in our league, trying to keep a close eye on it. When there's good matchups, George Pickens, he could do well. He's also a second-year wide receiver, so he's definitely doing a lot better than he did last year.
George Pickens?
Yeah. And
yeah, dude. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I forget what round draft pick he is, but he just has all the talent in the world. And he is a completely different wide receiver than Deontay Johnson. And I told myself, Jason, I'm breaking a rule here. As far as I said, I don't want to select pass catchers from quarterbacks I don't trust. But we are getting a larger sample size. He is literally averaging, Jason, 8 targets per game.
Yeah.
This whole year, like over 6 games, 8 targets per game. And if you told me that George Pickens gets 8 targets, I'm like, dude, I'm starting that motherfucker. Like George Pickens with 8 targets seems like a no non-discussion starter.
Yeah, and the Steelers are not going to be able to run against the Jacksonville Jaguars run defense.
All right, dude, I have a secret start of the week. Jason, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it was. Kendrick Bourne. Jason. So the Patriots finally made him a full-time player. So by that, I'm saying 85+% of snaps. Jason, when he has played that many snaps, he has earned a 22% target share, 28% air share, 28% first read share. And in those 4 games, he's finished as wide receiver 5, wide receiver 55, that's the outlier, wide receiver 10, and wide receiver 15. So he is a top 15 wide receiver, Jason, when they play him in over 85% of the snaps. Dude, come on, man. he has like wide receiver 2 upside. I think that he has wide receiver 1 upside when I think about it in my mind. Like I picked him up off of waivers this week in our 12-man league for $0, dude. If he is out on your waivers, pick up Kendrick Bourne. This offense is only going to get better, dude. Their fucking offense has been so goddamn terrible. Like, it's so scary. But at the same time, this guy has been a constant, man. He even has like 2 touchdowns in that first week. He had a touchdown last week. When he catches a touchdown, dude, he is like he's a wide receiver 5. So how do you feel about Kendrick Bourne, man? Like in your lineup?
I think he's good. I'm just scared of the Patriots offense. Well, more of the quarterback. The quarterback that's been benched twice this year.
Oh yeah, that's late in games, man. You can't pay too much attention to that.
I mean, he played good last week against the Bills.
Yeah, last week, man, with that Bills, it kind of gave me some hope. So I was like, but that was a divisional round where Bill Belichick knows like super well. So that's kind of scary. But at the same time, man, like Kendrick Bourne, like if you are in a half PPR plus league, I think that you better start him in your flex if you're not doing too well. Like if it's between him and like a running back, like I can't even tell you, like a Dameon Pierce. Oh fuck, I'd probably put Kendrick Bourne over Dameon Pierce.
You know what? I almost was thinking about starting Damian Robinson, but I think
Dameon Pierce.
Or sorry, Damian Robinson. Sorry. Oh, I mean Damian Pierce. Holy crap, like, dude.
Oh, Damian. That's what you just said, dude. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh wow, this is when you know the kombucha is kicking in. Yeah, I was thinking about Damian Pierce, but there's been a lot of rumors that Devin Singletary is going to get he's going to carry the load.
Well, hey, Jason, you want to hear my half-ass start of the week?
Yeah.
Devin Singletary.
Against the Panthers. I know, man. I know.
Dude, last 2 games, all right, Jason, they went against the number 5 New Orleans Saints defense against the running back, right? The number 5. And then the week before that, the number 3 against the running backs defense in Atlanta. Carolina, Jason, number 31. And also Carolina, Jason, is giving up the 9th least amount of points to fantasy wide receivers this year. So, dude, the Saints are probably going to run the fucking. I mean, not the Saints.
The Texans.
Houston is going to have to run the goddamn ball.
Yeah, you know why they have the least amount of points scored against wide receivers? It's because they're second in the league, giving up 36 points to running backs. You don't need to throw against. You don't need to throw against the Panthers because you can run all over them.
Jason, Singletary finished with 1 less carry and like 30 more yards. He averaged like 5 yards a carry. Dude, if you look at all the stats, yards after contact, yards, blah, 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 all this shit, dude. Dameon Pierce, terrible, terrible, terrible. Devin Singletary, if you remember him, dude, he won people championships late in years in Buffalo, okay? Jason, I know you like it. I know you like it when I say okay after I say a stat. Okay?
Okay.
You get it, motherfucker?
Okay.
So, dude, I'm just saying, okay? So, Singletary, if he's out there, do not be afraid to start him this week against Carolina. There's a chance that he actually, coming out of the bye, it's kind of fucking scary. I was like, dude, coming out of a bye and he just got out like fucking rushed by Singletary. Like, oh, I'd feel so much more comfortable telling people to start Singletary than Dameon Pierce, Jason.
That's how I feel. And that's exactly why I didn't go after Dameon Pierce for start of the week, because the matchup looks good, but the devil is in the fight. What? The devil's in the reading. The devil.
Jason.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Guess who just watched Devil today?
You.
Yes, I did. And you know what? From the very beginning, it was that old lady with the red hair. I watched that movie in the Dollar Theater of Derek Carr's hometown, the butthole of America.
Derek Carr's hometown.
Bakersfield, California, used to have a Dollar Theater. I went there, not sober, Jason. And yeah, dude, by myself watching Devil. It's like, holy shit.
You were not by yourself, Tyler.
Who was I with? You?
You were with me. We
Jason and I,
together.
by ourselves, not sober.
Because the beginning of the movie, everything is upside down, and I was like, dude, I think they have the screen upside down.
Well, how many times in that theater did we have to go up and be like, "Oh, it's messed up. It's not playing right."
Yeah, you really get your money's worth at this dollar theater. 50-cent Tuesdays too, man.
Hey, news to all you young men out there: do not take a woman on your first date to the shitty dollar theater. If it's a nice dollar theater, take her to it. If it's got sticky floors, don't do it.
Not the way to go, man. Not the way to go. Good
All right,
movie,
Jason.
though.
I think that is it for the show. Yeah, we covered our starts of the week. I had a couple extras because I had a hard time picking a start of the week this week. All the obvious bad matchups were with people I didn't really trust, Jason. I'm sure you noticed that as well.
Yeah, I was doing the same, especially
Yeah,
when I was going over ranking for each position. I was like, damn.
Exactly. So we were looking for really good matchups. But hey, man, sometimes you just got to take what is given to you, just like the NFL quarterbacks have to take what is given to them. So take that shit. Take your win. It might be ugly, but fucking take the points, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Jason, I'm going to be live on Sunday morning. I'm going to have that waiver wire show coming out that everybody loves.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully this show gets some fucking views. If it does, please give a thumbs up. Hopefully we earned it. Jason, we need it, man. We fucking need it. Please subscribe if you are not already subscribed, man. Like, if you want us to do this shit more often, if you want to hear us more often, please subscribe.
It's all up to you, zoners. It's all up to you.
Dude. Jason, please send us out.
So we also got the waiver wire episode. It's the earliest on the World Wide Web. That's www. If you guys didn't know that. Coming out also Sunday evening, so look out for that. You guys, good luck. We'll talk to you guys on Monday, the both of us. Until then, deuces.
Catch you on the flip side. Poof.